Dun, 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 dun. Ah! Hey everybody, Brian Goulet here of GouletPens.com, and today I want to talk to you about the Jinhao sharks. These are really cool, fun starter pens, very affordable pens, lots of great colors, not just for newbies and kids that are starting out with pens, though it is great for that. They're also really great collectible pens. You can ink them up with different colors to match. It's a lot of fun for even veteran fountain pen users. With 12 different colors of these pens available, there's a lot of different options, but I will say the most popular is the gray one. Not normal for most pens, but probably because it looks like a shark. And then also the light blue and the purple are up there too. So part of the reason that I know this pen is for somebody that maybe doesn't use pens as often is because the grip is formed in such a way that it has this triangular indentation. So it kind of puts your fingers right where they're supposed to be. And it's got a very short front section here and a pretty aggressive step, but that doesn't really matter because you're holding it back behind there on the ink window. At only 11 grams, these pens are extremely lightweight. This is about as light as fountain pens get, quite honestly. It's pretty close to like a Platinum Preppy or honestly like a Pilot G2 rollerball. So if you're coming over from the rollerball world, these will feel very familiar, but it still feels very, very solid. It doesn't feel cheap. The pen, because it's very light, doesn't really have a particular balance point one way or the other. It's just kind of in your hand. Whether you have small hands, big hands, posted, unposted, it doesn't really matter. It just feels comfortable. So the pen is just a hair over 6 inches long, which is a tad on the long side. So if you're going to put it into a pen case or something like that, you may just want to double check to make sure that it can fit. So it has a stainless steel extra fine hooded nib, which means that the nib is mostly covered. This is going to keep the nib wet. It's going to allow for consistent flow. If it's sitting for a while, it's not going to dry out as much as a conventional nib where the whole nib is exposed. Now the extra fine nib, it's going to write pretty smooth, but it's not going to be the smoothest writing experience you've ever had, probably. But again, it's a really inexpensive pen. That said, it writes pretty darn well for the price, and it's especially good if you're writing on really absorbent, really cheap paper. It's going to put a fine ink line down that's going to keep bleed through and feathering to a minimum. Now the nib is going to be pretty stiff. It's stainless steel, it's really short. Don't really expect to get any flex. There's really no bounce or spring to it at all. It's pretty much a nail. But that's going to be great because you can kind of abuse it. It's great for people that are just trying it out. It's going to be kind of hard to ruin it, which, believe me, my 7-year-old daughter has tried plenty of times. And you can pretty much ink it up with whatever fountain pen ink you want, and it's going to work pretty well. So taking a look at the cap of the pen, it's rather unique in that it looks like a shark. I mean, it's got the eyes, mouth, gills, the fin, everything. And it takes a number of rotations to actually get it off, 3 to be exact. So you do have to position your hand on the cap a couple of times. Maybe not a huge deal, but it's definitely the one thing that I don't absolutely love about this pen. Now it does post on the back, and it posts rather firmly, so you don't have to worry about losing that cap. And that fin doesn't just look good, it actually acts as sort of a roll stop to keep the pen from rolling around on your desk, since it doesn't have a clip. An important part of using any pen is actually being able to fill it with ink, and the way that you do that on this pen is by using the supplied cartridge converter with bottled ink. It's not common for a pen in this price range to include a converter, so that's pretty cool. Even though it's not like the highest quality converter, you can still replace it with a regular standard international converter if you need to do so over time, and it accepts standard international cartridges too. It'll hold just under 1 milliliter of ink with either of these options. However, you can eyedropper convert it, and you can fill the entire body of the pen with ink if you feel so inclined. And then like most cartridge converter pens, you can use a bulb syringe to clean it out. So you just fill the syringe up with water, you flush it through, and it helps to clean this pen out so easily, which is great because you're going to want to put a lot of different crazy inks in this pen. 12 different colors, really fun pen, great not just for starters, but for people that clearly just really enjoy having fun with pens. Can bring out the fun side in just about anyone. So you can learn more about the Jinhao sharks on GouletPens.com. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe as you're swiping on your phone or typing on your keyboard. Thanks so much for watching, and right on. the Jinhao sharks. Now the cap itself is rather unique in that it looks like a shark. The eyes, fins, everything. Gills, that's what those are, gills. And at under $5, you should get all of them.
Just sing the rest of the...
The highest quality. Most cartridge can... And like most cartridge... I wasn't ready. Yep, I'm an adult. Like that. Like the dinosaur in Jurassic Park, you know what I mean? I feel like I have the fans like... Sisters, sisters. Swiping on your phone. Be sure to hit that like button.